Hey guys, this is Chico and my beautiful, lovely wife Jerry is running the camera. We want to give you a little bit of a homestead tour. Hope the wind's not too bad. And we are standing on He Provides Homestead. We want to give you a little background. We built this house 4 years ago, and when we landscaped it, we weren't thinking about medicinal plants or edible plants or self-reliance or sustainability. We just thought, ooh, that's pretty, let's do that, which turned out to bite us in the butt. The second year into living here, I had some health issues. We had to rethink our way of life, and we got on this path that has become homesteading. So we've changed everything. My wife's going to pan up here. If you see those tulips up there, the landscaping used to come out well past the tulips. That's the way the master gardeners envisioned it. We've since squared it up. We're leaving the tulips because they come in the spring. They draw bees and butterflies, and they look pretty. And then when they die off, we just mow them down. So we left them. We didn't dig them up, but we've cut it off. And if you'll see here behind me, we've kind of cut that off too. We've got some hostas growing, which we're just going to let them grow. They're hard to kill off. But we've planted some comfrey that was given to us, and we're going to keep comfrey because you can feed comfrey to the chickens, and it has a lot of medicinal purposes. We're getting ready to transplant lamb's ear in there. Same reason, you can feed it to the chickens, and medicinal purposes, medical first aid purposes as well. We've got mint growing in here. Just a suggestion, don't ever plant mint in your garden or your yard. It is massively invasive and it'll just take over. Up here we see all the wood chips. There's probably 2 inches of cardboard under the wood chips, and the mint came back through it anyway. But the mint, we'll keep the mint trimmed down. We'll make tea. We'll stash some back, and we're going to see if the chickens like the mint. I haven't done any research yet. If you know about chickens and mint, good idea, bad idea, please put it in the comment section below. So sorry, my wife looks like she's having some pain issues from filming. So anyway, we're going to redo this whole area, and we're going to redo it all the way around the house, and it's going to be medicinal and edible plants. We're going to do away with anything that is just pretty. So if you come over here, I know I've showed you some things. When we started this path, we had no raised beds, and as I've told you in previous videos, this ground's not fit for growing anything but weeds. We do eat a lot of the weeds, as you've seen in our recent forage videos. I'll link 1 or 2 of the forage videos right up here with the card. So we do a lot of foraging, but that's all that really will grow here, because it's all backfill, riprap, rock, gravel, sand. Not really a great growing media. So we've had to build raised beds. If you come over here, we started with what we had. We had some old salvaged concrete blocks. If you come on up here, dear. This back bed behind me. We had some old salvaged concrete blocks that we used, and we just threw a bed out there. And we threw in some tomatoes, some horseradish root, a gooseberry bush, and
a toilet.
Well, the toilet's a recent addition. See guys, she didn't kill me. I'm still making videos. We're good to go for a little while. And I told you about the butterfly bushes, but we're transforming that. We did the Back to Eden method down last fall, so we're getting ready to plant it today. And we've moved one of the butterfly bushes here into this beautiful porcelain planter. And in the back we're going to fill with topsoil, and we're going to put a hummingbird wildflower mix. But if you'll come over here, we had no soil. When we built this first one like 2 years ago, my father-in-law was doing some work down the road with his backhoe, and he brought me 2 buckets of decent topsoil. So that's what we got started with. That was our first bed. And since then we've built that bed, and then we've built those beds. And we'll get one of those beds planted today. We've had topsoil hauled in. A gentleman hauled in. We bought a dump truck load to get started with. So we're going to start building more beds here probably in a week or two, because we've got lots of food started and lots more seeds to get planted. If you'll pan, my wife will pan back, you'll see tons and tons of wood chips. We have a plan. We're going to spread those wood chips through this whole acre of property, a foot, maybe a foot and a half deep, so that eventually we can amend the soil enough that we can grow something in it. I hope to be able to do this every year. Just keep adding to it until we've got a good, deep compost, thick, on top of this old backfill stuff. So hopefully we'll get this all spread out this spring, and then we'll get more brought in. If you come over here, if you'll notice, I've got a couple of trees. I've got a red bud here that drops blossoms, and it drops pods. We've got oak trees that drop acorns, and right over here we've got a hickory tree that drops hickory nuts. Right where I'm standing is where the chicken coop's going to go. The Amish start building on our chicken coop, I think tomorrow. It's going to be made out of cedar, which makes bugs run the opposite direction. It lasts for years and years. And the Amish are milling that out of lumber. They're milling the lumber out of trees off their property. So local timber is going to go into our chicken coop. It's going to sit right here. It is going to have wheels so that we can move it, but we're going to go with mobile electric poultry netting, and we're going to use a solar charger so that we can, and I'll show you in a minute, but so that we can move it all over. We've got a huge mold problem, and I think it's partly because we probably have a huge grub problem, but we're going to put the chickens to work on the moles and the ground. So the chicken coop will go here. If you look here, we don't have chickens yet. We have a few worms, and they don't eat a lot. So we've got compost bins. We built these compost bins out of pallets that we've salvaged. We pick them up here or there. Even pulled one out that was on top of a dumpster. But we've built these, and I am way not a carpenter, but I'm pretty proud of this because they withstood the winter, the whole bit. So we're composting here, and it's time to turn it and water it again. But we built this, and we're going to utilize this to the best of our ability. We've got a friend that has a rabbitry. She gives us rabbit manure. We work that into our compost, and we work it into our raised bed. We managed to pick up some cinder blocks, brand new, off of a job site. We're not sure what we're going to use them for, but on the homestead we want to keep prices low, and we don't want to turn down any free building materials. We'll find a use for that, and that's what homesteading's about. So just some other things. We've salvaged a considerable amount of fence. We'll use that on the homestead. And this whole gnarly piece of land that you see before you, it has been an eyesore and a pain in our butt for the whole time we've lived here. So we're going to fence this off with the electric poultry netting, and we're going to put the chickens in here, and we're going to let them work it down. Then we're going to come in and we're going to move the big rocks ourselves, and then we're going to dump bucket loads with a backhoe of these wood chips in the middle here, and we're going to let the chickens work it and spread it all out. And we learned that from Justin Rhodes. We'll put a link to Justin Rhodes' channel in the description box. Sorry, I was too low. We'll put a link in the description box. Phenomenal channel. We learned a lot from him. But the idea is they're going to spread that mulch out, and they'll slope this whole section of property, and we should be able to use this next season, maybe even this fall. So that's what we're doing here. If you look over there at the house, we've got not quite half of the house where we've laid down cardboard and we've laid wood chips and we've started planting, but we've got to get all this, the rest of it. We're going to go all the way around. We're going to plant herbs, medicinal roots, and edibles, especially edible flowers. So we've got one other thing that I'd like to show you up here, and I'm trying my best to not be the fat guy that falls. I hear that that's quite hilarious. I don't want to be part of it. Right here is a storm shelter. My wife will show you the storm shelter. My father-in-law and I are going to partner on this, and we're going to grow mushrooms. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we can set this up where we can have a growing area for mushrooms and still keep the storm shelter in case something happens. So I'm sure you've seen the greenhouse. I'm not going to bother showing you the back side of the house because we don't have a lot going on there yet, but we have got a lot of planting to do in the coming weeks and months. We've got 2 beds planted with leafy greens, and when we harvest those, we still don't know what, but we're going to try to plant something in there that we can harvest out about the end of July, and then we can replant it with leafy greens again for a fall harvest. So just a quick a tour of our homestead, some of the things we got going on. We just want to share it with you. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Put them in the comment section below. If you've got ideas on how we can do better, please put it in the comment section below. And like I said, we'll link a couple of previous videos we did, and we'll give you a link to Justin Rhodes' channel. So, peace out.